I'm here today because I know obedience. And when my grandmother said something, I ignored her earlier that day. And I didn't want to hear her. And I was just like, why she always want me to preach? Why she always want me to get up here and do something? And so I said, okay, God, if this is what it is, you'll tell me again. So then my mother texted me at like 12:30 at night and says, have 10 minutes ready. Oh, so me and myself, we are fighting, going at it. What did I got to say? I don't got nothing to say. I don't know why I got to get up here on Mother's Day. And I said, okay, God, what you want me to talk about? And God whispered to me, Mama knows.
What?
Mama knows. So I go to trying to dig up scripture. I ain't slept much, y'all. Because I've been trying to figure out, and God, He wait till I fought with myself all night long. And told me that, how is it so hard for you to tell them what Mama knows and you've lived for 34 years? And I said, but yeah, God, I want to be able to put it with scripture because I want to be able to be a vessel and I want to give word as well as testament to your will and to your ways. And He said, I said, Mama knows. So then I tried to find the scripture and I couldn't find none. And then one hits me so hard and it says, pay close attention, my child, to your father's wise words and never forget your mother's instructions. And then as God, okay, God, we got you. And then as God decided to let me hear that right there, I get a call from the inside of the booth that says, Jazz wants you, Malachi's crying. Then I go back to the back and I say, okay, Malachi, we got to do this because, I was raised up by a praying mother. And so as I looked him in the face, he was crying. I said, one thing that I've learned, Malachi, is that my mother would never put me in a position that I knew that she knew would hurt me. And I said, Malachi, when you go up there and look at your mama. And when you see your mama's face, look how happy she is. I said, this is for her. And then God says, that's what you're going to talk about. And I said, okay, God, why would you make me struggle so long and so hard about something that they just told me to do yesterday? And He said, because Mama knows. So when you think your mama don't know what she's trying to tell you to do, your mama knows. Because mama, I'm going to say this boldly because He's told me. The closest thing to God's discernment is your mother. And what you don't understand is your mother will tell you some things that you can't see and you can't put in a place to be, but she'll tell you, Marquette, I don't think you should go there because that right there is not for you. Not knowing that, like Brother Taylor had said, he had made plans that he didn't tell anybody about. The fact that your mama knew, you knew that God had told her. So my point is, guys, train up a child in the way that they should go. So when they're older, they will not depart from it. And I've learned something over the years. I got 10 minutes. I'm just talking to you about mothers. Yeah, you're going to stray. But as I was sitting trying to figure out, God, what you want me to say about mama? What you want me to say about mama? He said, Mama knows. So the fact that I know Mama knows, Sister Sheila texted me this morning with the scripture. I woke up to that when I finally got to sleep for about an hour or two. Strength and dignity in her clothing, and she laughs at times to come. She opens her mouth with wisdom and the teaching of kindness of her tongue. She looks well to the ways of her household. She does not eat the bread of the idleness. Her children rise up and are called blessed. Her husband also, mother, that is for you. And he praised her. Many women have done exceedingly, but you surpassed them all. And so I was trying to figure out, God, what do you mean by this? And He then whispers to me again and says, Mama knows. So when Mama's sitting there saying that prayer every morning, I cover you in the blood. And I say that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Mama knows what she's praying for. You don't understand why she's saying the prayer for you, but she sees what's in the door. No, she sees what's on the bus before you even get on it because Mama knows. And see, the thing about mama that I've learned is sometimes I don't even have to be close to her because my mama knows me. And then you try to get all upset and try to feel a type of way when God tells you something, and then your mama confirms it. Then you mad at her and you mad at him, but you mad at the person that created her. Wow. How can you do that? And then I had to go back to the scripture, and I had to go back to see how God made Eve from Adam's rib. Do you not know that that is your protection? You have to have your rib, because if you don't have it, you won't function the way you think you will be able to function. And so where I am right now is, I obey my mother's words, but I obey God's commandments. And so what I need you to understand is I'm going to end with this with obedience, because when it's your mother and she tells you, you better do. But I've learned one other thing. We say obedience is better than sacrifice, right? But if you want to understand it, of what they say, if obedience and sacrifice was a person, it would be your mama. Because what your mama does is she's obedient, but she's sacrificing her wants, her what she want to do to make sure that you good, and you still treat her like she ain't nothing. Wow. I look at people and I see for a long time. Okay, God, if you would do it to your mama, you do it to me. You would do it to me. If you want to know how people really are, see how they treat their mama. Now see, if I have to be honest and transparent, what I've done in my life, my mother didn't do that. That was my choice. Right. See, I knew better, but I did wrong on my own. Right. But see, what I understood was I knew that I might stray and I might go away. But see, I didn't even want to be up here. But see, my obedience is showing me now what mama knows. She knew that I would be okay in the end. Mama knew that I can make this thing work out for the good of his will. But all mama wanted to do was push me. And see, I was able to walk back there to my son today and be daddy and say, come on, you can do this, but I learned from my mama. But if you don't have a father or you don't have a mother and you have some kind of teaching in your life that somebody has pushed you, I promise you, you need to listen to their words, because their words are going to be what loosens you and sets you free. I got 10 minutes too, and I'm walking it down. And I don't understand, and I don't really know, but I know that God told me to get up here. And I know that he wants me to do this. And then what y'all don't realize is mama knows, and then Pastor Harry didn't know. And he started talking about the prophetic. And I was saying, God, I don't want to get up there and be prophetic, because that's all they think about is I'm going to say this. But you know what? That is who I am, because my mama knows. She knows who I am. And that's fine with me. That's it. But when mama knows, don't nobody else really matter. All right. You know how you in school, it's for the youngsters right here, and they say, oh, your mama. They don't know your mama, baby. That's right. That's right. Because what it took for me to get here, my mama never ever left my side. And my mama never left my side, even though she had her faults and her things that she had to fight in the midst, but she sacrificed for me. Not saying it's just me, but you know, for her children. And see, a mother, what you don't understand about a mother, and what I guess we'll talk about mother, because you said you're going to have your wife, you're going to have your husband one day, and God, like you said, he was talking about this. You just make sure that while he decides to get you prepared, that you be the lioness when something comes to him. Because you know what a lioness does to the lion when somebody's trying to attack him? He goes for his throat. So you have to protect everything. And if a father was made your children, you better protect their throats. Because that's what's going to keep you. See, it's not about the man. It's about your protection. It ain't about your throat. It's about theirs. Because if you protect them, you're going to know that you're doing it for you. Because that's what's going to set you free. Oh, God said I don't want to be prophetic. All right, come on here. Children, if you want to be wise, listen to your parents. Do what they tell you. And the Lord will help you. See, that's the problem. You can't always, listen to your mother. But if you don't have your own relationship with God, you won't understand what your mom is telling you is right. And then I understand people they get confused with scriptures, and they say, why is the scripture not working? And why is this not working? My mama told me, but the scripture say that because you got sin in your life. And see, what I don't understand is right now, God, you are putting me out here on this spot, and we're supposed to be talking about mothers, but my mother was the one that checked me on my sin. When nobody else would, my mother came to me and she said something. I did not know how to answer her, but I knew my mama knew. My mama knew when I thought I was hiding. My mama knew when I thought that I was getting away and I thought that everybody else thought I was perfect, but my mama knew. My mama knows, your mama knows when you ain't even acting right, and your mama knows when you leave and you ain't even supposed to leave. Your mama knows. That's why I love my mother. I love my father too. I appreciate you for helping me get here, but my mama was what I needed.
My God.
Because my mother was my backbone.
Wow.
My mother was my reason when I couldn't see.
Wow.
I'm not putting God aside, but I'm telling you about how powerful your mother is. I don't know what it feels like to lose them, but I know what it feels like for them to be here and I don't trust her or give her the attention that she needs.
All right.
So I need you to see right now that if mama knows what's inside of me, she knows it's going to come out.
That's right.
It takes times like this where I have to see publicly that mama knows. And one thing about mama, y'all, mama on your side when you're right and when you're wrong. But when she got to tell you you're wrong, back to that discipline. We don't want to hear that.
That's right.
So if you don't get discipline right with your mama, how you expect to hear God? If you don't hear God, you might as well tell me that you go to spitting your mama's face. And all the way down to joking with your mother, calling her by name. I'm guilty, I've done it. You ain't showing her the respect. The gangbanger knew my mother taught me respect. He respected a man that he don't even know, but he paying his dues and he doing everything he needs to because of what his mama taught him, and yet I'm in here calling her pamper. I'm just telling on me. See, mama knows when your breaking point coming. Mama knows when you break through on the other side. Mama knows. And this is deeper than the physical mother. Because a mother has something inside of her so spiritually and so evenly welded that God has put in them to be able to help you become who you're supposed to be.
That's right.
I know this scripture is about a wife, but I must say this for my mother. She is clothed with strength and dignity. She can laugh at the days to come. I know I said it, but you got to realize, why are you not mirroring what your mother's wearing?
All right.
Because if you mirror what your mother wears, you will be able to, you have to know what your relationship with God, if you can mirror it. But if you've seen your mama come out, if you've seen your mama make it through some dark times, that means that she was woven in clothes of strength. And then you have to realize, I go all the way back to the scripture where if she could just touch the hem of the garment, do you know how much strength went into her because of what she was wearing? Everybody was touching her, but it was what she had inside of her that he felt the virtue. So you need to understand the virtue in your mother.
Wow.
Because mama knows. And I need you to know that the fact that I knew that mama knew, I knew that I had the strength to get here, and I knew I had the obedience, and I knew God was going to lead me because I had none of this.
All right.
But what mama knows is what's in you. And mama tried to push what's out of you. When mama don't let you go do this your whole life, and you got to go with your cousin, and y'all got to do this. If she ain't going, you ain't going. Your mama knows what she's talking about. Because you have to realize wisdom is only predicated on experience. And mama only want to keep you from what they went through, but sometimes you got to feel like you want to go ahead and go anyway. You go right ahead, but I need you to know destruction is on the other side. Just like the scripture said, we cannot serve two masters. You cannot hear your mama's voice and then try to do your own will too. Because one of the two are wrong if they're not equally yoked. Oh, Jesus, don't go that way for me. If they're not equally yoked, all the way down to obedience, it will condemn you and take you away from God's way. And I guess I will leave you with